Hello all, welcome to session 34 of C Sharp.NET training series. In this session, I am going to explain and practically demonstrate about if else if else statements in C Sharp. If else if else statements are an extension of if else statements which I have explained in the previous session. Okay, so how this if else statements are different from if or if else statements. Let me explain that first. Okay, so coming to the normal if statements. If you talk about if statements, there will be only one condition here. Okay. In if statements, there will be only one condition. The syntax will be generally like this. If, and here condition will be there. And this is starting of the if block and this is ending of the if block. Okay. Done. Then coming to the if else statements, which are an extension of if statements. The next one is if else statements, which are an extension of if statements. Here also only one condition. Here also only one condition will be available. The syntax will be something like this. If condition, if block, then else block will start. Okay, here only one condition is there. Okay, only one condition is there. But coming to the if, if, else statements, here we can have more than one conditions. Okay, this is what is the difference. More than one conditions. So what will be the syntax and all I like our now. Okay, so coming to the syntax of the if else statements, they will be like this. Here multiple conditions will be there. You see, first condition, second condition, third condition. You can have any number of conditions like this. You see, if condition, then else if condition, then else if another condition, and so on. And last block will be else block. Okay, last block will be else block, which is optional anyhow. So here is the diagram for the flow of the execution of the if else statements. The execution start from here, let's say, and when the condition comes, if the condition results in true, then the code inside the if block will be executed. Remaining all portion will be skipped. Remaining the right side one will be skipped. Okay, if the condition is true, only this if block will be executed. Code inside the if block will be executed. What if the condition is false? If the condition is false, then it will go for another condition. Okay, that is else if condition. If condition is false, then else if condition will be verified. If this else if condition is true, then the code inside the first else if block will be executed like this, and remaining all things will be skipped. What if this condition is also false? Then third condition will be verified. Third, that is else if condition will be verified. Again, if this is true, that particular block only will be executed. Remaining everything will be skipped. If this condition is false, also false, then next else if, and so on. This process continues. Here we have more conditions, right? We have more than one conditions. And lastly, we'll have the else block, which is optional. Okay. If last condition is also false, then we'll directly go to the else block. Okay. We'll go to the else block where else block code will be executed. So this is how the if else statements will get executed in C sharp. Okay. Let me give an example now. Okay, let me create an example for you. I'll write something like this. Int a is equal to 5, comma b is equal to 4, comma c is equal to 3, d is equal to 2, e is equal to 1. Okay, like this I'll create some variables. I'll write if first condition, if a less than b. Okay, if a is less than b. This condition here I'll write console.writeLine. I'll simply say a is less than b. I'll say. Again here one more condition I want to write. Okay, if this condition is false means this block will be skipped from execution and it will go for the next condition, that is else space if. Another condition I have to give, if b is less than c. If b is less than c, b is less than c, then console.writeLine. Here I'll write b is less than c. Okay, b is less than c. I'll write. Again one more else if condition I'll write. Else if c is less than d. Then I'll write here. You see how many conditions are coming? Multiple conditions, more than one condition. First condition, second condition, third condition. Console.writeLine. C is less than D. And finally, the last condition I'll write. The last condition I'll write. Else if D is less than E. Okay, D is less than E. Console.WriteLine, D is less than E. Finally, last block, that is else block, I'll write else console.WriteLine, E is the least. Else E is the least of all. Okay, E is the least. So like this I'll write. So when I run this code, what will happen? First, you see, this first condition will be verified, A less than B. 5 less than 4 is false, right? 5 is not less than 4. This will return in false, guys. If it is returning in false, means this block will be skipped. It will, the control will go to the second condition, that is else if block. Okay, else if condition. B less than C, 4 less than 3, again false. So since this condition is also false, this block also will get skipped. Now the control will go to the third condition, C less than D, 3 less than 2, again false. Since this is also false, this block will be skipped and control will go to the last condition, okay, which we have in this example. D less than E, 2 less than 1, again false. This block also will be skipped. Finally, else block will get executed where E is the least will be printed in the output. If I run this code, E is the least will be printed in the output. Let me, you see, E is the least got printed. What if first condition itself is true? If I say A greater than B and here I'll say A is greater than B, what will happen in this case? In this case, the condition will become true. Okay, the if block condition itself will become true. 5 greater than 4 is true. So this particular block will be executed. A is greater than B will be printed. Remaining all will be skipped. This will be skipped from execution, guys. Only because this block is already executing means remaining blocks will be skipped. Okay, A is greater than B will be printed now. A is greater than B. So let me change it back. A less than B. A is less than B. And somewhere here in middle, I'll say C greater than D. I'll say C is greater than D. Now what will happen? First condition will be false. A less than B. 5 less than 4 is false. This block will be skipped. Next block will be checked. B less than C. 4 less than 3. Again false. This block also will be skipped. C greater than D. 3 is greater than 2. True, right? 3 is greater than 2 is true. So C is a greater than D will be printed in the output. Remaining blocks will be skipped. C is greater than D got printed and remaining all blocks got skipped. This how, guys, we can use if else statements in C# which has more than one conditions. While if block has one condition and if else block also has one condition. Okay, if statements or if else statements have only one condition. But coming to the if else statements, they have more conditions. Okay, they have more than one conditions. So, so guys, I hope you understood what is if else statements in C#. So that's all for this session. In the next session, I'm going to cover another C#.NET topic for you. Till then, see you. Bye bye.